Hi, this is Jim Starkweather with the KitMaker Network, and we've got a new Cracking the Box for you today, hot off the shipment truck from Meng Model. We have their new AMX-30B. That's right, the post-war kind of semi-modern French main battle tank. Get more of the shot here. This one is got an interesting history. The tank was originally designed, I think, in the early 60s, after obviously going through some of the other French prototype series like the ARL and other AMX designs. The decision was made for a lighter, more maneuverable tank versus a really big, heavy kind of monster tank. So the French went with this version, and it was actually originally a cooperation project between several nations, France, Germany, and Italy. And I guess as different countries started to bow out, it eventually just boiled down to a French prototype that became their choice. The Germans went on to build their Leopard, and I believe the Italians built M48s. And I did not know all this until I went on Wikipedia. So, so I will not purport to be an expert on the AMX-30V. I'm just going to crack the box open and show you what's on the inside. So let's get on to that portion, shall we?
Okay, here we go. So the French main battle tank, AMX-30, it is a 35th scale kit, obviously. Listed on the front here is workable track links, clear lights and periscopes, realistic and movable torsion bar suspension system, some turret interiors included, and precise photo etch parts included. They do include some interesting little NATO camouflage schemes here on the side. Not much on the other side, just some history, kit info, and some history on the AMX, which they actually do have. Go ahead and open it. They have one of their typical nice little instruction sheets with it in color, with a little blurb here, with a reference photo and a blurb here on the inside with history in what looks like Japanese and Chinese, or potentially, no, I'm sorry. In Chinese with, no, I'm not really sure. It could be obviously traditional and contemporary. What's the traditional and simplified? Yes, that's what I was looking for. Anyways, so the instructions are fairly straightforward. Most Meng kits are pretty well illustrated instruction-wise. Looks like a fairly straightforward step-by-step. It does include a little fold out here at the end with a parts overlay and another diagram here for single color scheme, and then probably that same diagram we saw, yeah, the same color scheme we saw with the NATO color camouflage. Okay, so moving on. Just quickly going to take everything out of the box here. You've got your hull kind of wrapped with lower hull and upper turret. Looks like there's a rubber part in there too of some kind. This first sprue, I can already see some really intricate detail here with the some of the turret stowage system bars, whatever you would call that. And then we have some more fine detail with the suspension bits and venting, tools and such, and some hatches and other gun detail. Looks like some of the interior gun detail they're talking about here. Clear plastic, small piece. Upper hull and rear deck, I believe, or yeah, rear deck. Some of the road wheels and suspension parts. Two of those sprues, and then this is also some fine, more detailed parts. And then the individual track links, which are in four sets, photo etch, and a small decal sheet. Alright, so we'll move on to the close-up looks. Okay, there is a lot of plastic here, so I'm going to try to get through it fairly quickly. Here's obviously the lower hull, and some interesting, nice detail, just in terms of the tank itself. Obviously a lot different than the average tank hulls we see on the bottom. So it has, that's where the suspension parts, I believe, go through, the movable suspension. Some very fine kind of, I don't know if I can show you here well, but you can see how thin this is right here. It's very fine detail. And same thing on the back. It's very, very thin where it goes in. Here's the top turret. Some nice little rivet detail here in the back. Bolts, I guess, probably be more accurate. Bolt detail, excuse me. Rivet detail, bolt detail. It's all detail. Here's the first set with the top hull. I believe that's part of the back deck, I want to say. Let's see if I can get in a little closer so you can see. Make sure I've got my focus in here. So, some very nice production quality. I hope you can see that. So I'll try this with the. Come on, camera. Trying to use the autofocus. Why is the autofocus never seem to want to work on these things? I guess just they're not designed for up close stuff, obviously. Here we go. So you can see where the driver scopes go, periscopes go in and stuff. There's some of the side detail and interesting. That's that hatch or the venting that goes in the rear deck, I believe. Some of the, I guess maybe muffler components. Moving on. The gun mantelet. Really nice detail there. And here's some of those little storage bar system that runs around the tank, obviously all in plastic. Here's the gun detail. Probably would have been difficult to do a metal gun with this kind of detail, what I'm seeing. I'm not even sure those holes like. I'm not sure what those holes do. Let's see. Picture on tank. Oh, I guess they aren't actually there. It must be some kind of venting, I guess. Kind of exhaust venting for when the shell leaves the barrel. So there's not so much muzzle flash, I guess. Interesting design. Another little storage bit there, I believe. There's the other side of that. Okay, moving on. Again, some more venting and tow cable, which is all one piece plastic. Nice. Another tow cable going along the side here. Some of the tools. And here's those torsion bars. And some other little fine detail bits here on the end. And here's the one with, again, some of the internal gun components. So they did a nice job there with that. I'm trying to see that's, what else is really good here. Some of the, I think, internal machine guns, or machine gun, I should say. Oh, that's external. Is it on the top of the tank? I guess, yeah, the external, sorry. Just as a gaining footnote aside, I don't believe this tank actually is in World of Tanks. So this is not a World of Tanks potential inspired release, although I would imagine they'll probably add this tank to the game at some point. I believe they have the AMX-30B in the game, which is like a top tier tank. But some of the road wheels. Again, let's get in close for you. And sprockets, idler wheels. Oh, that's a different one there, right? And interesting. Oh, I guess there's two of these, right? There are two of these. I'm like, why is that one different? I should have done this. I should have done this review in my silly French accent. That way, it would have been more, fun. But probably not for the French watching folks. They'd be like, why is Jim doing that silly French accent? I do like the way they say France. France is much better than France. France, come on. It's France. Francais. Okay, so that just leaves the, there's a little rubber piece in here. I'm not sure where that goes, but kind of interesting that they included it. And that just leaves the photo etch and the decals. They actually, and the clear plastic. They actually wrapped the clear plastic twice, which I thought was rather nice of them, to make sure that when you pull it out of the bag, you don't then get your fingerprints on it. You're going to be more careful. So obviously just some grill work there with the photo etch. Decal sheet. So printed by Cartograph and for Meng, and obviously some nice little fine decals there. And then here's finally the clear plastic, which is very nice also. And let me flip it around because this is actually the front. And the Commander's cupola internal glass, I guess. Lots of little lenses and so forth and so on. So, other than the instructions again, which I'll just stick here to kind of close and turn my focus back. So overall, I think a really nice effort here by Meng to produce a semi-modern or at least contemporary main battle tank. Obviously fills a niche that it did not, since I'm doing a French tank, did not exist before this, other than probably in resin or some other means. So I hope you enjoyed, and this kit should be out probably now or will be released shortly. Thanks for watching.